and welcome to the session, Jack.
Hello.
Thank you for working with me today. So, as usual, we've done all the pre-talk and I've gathered all the information I need to. So in the interest of privacy, there are some information that we don't reveal, which is why I've done the pre-talk and the questions beforehand. So today we're going to run a session on a spider phobia. So are you sitting comfortably, Jack?
Yeah.
Are you ready to begin?
Yes, I am.
Ready to go into hypnosis and kiss goodbye to that phobia?
Yeah.
Lovely. Right, so when you're ready, you can just make yourself comfortable. Now I'm going to demonstrate something to you now, and I'd like you, when you're ready, just to follow. So I'll show you, and then the second time we'll do this together. So what I'd like you to do is just take a nice deep breath in and raise your hand. And as that hand comes up, you can allow your eyes just to close. And then we lower that hand, and as we do so, we open our eyes. And again, we lift our hand, nice breath in, arms closed, eyes closed, sorry. And then we drop the hand and the eyes open. Right, so ready to go into hypnosis? Wonderful. Right, so when you're ready, let's lift that hand up nice and slowly. Deep breath in, eyes closing. Just feeling that relaxation coming into the body. And when you're ready, you can allow that arm to drift down. Opening your eyes as you do so. Wonderful. And again, just lift that hand up, eyes closing. And when you're ready, you can just drop that hand. Opening your eyes. And this time we're going to do it for the third time. So hand up, eyes closed. Just feel that hypnosis just coming into that body now. Your wonderful, profound hypnosis. Your state of hypnosis. And I'd like you just to imagine, just to get the sensation that that hand is suspended there, as if it's hung by a wire. That's it. Wrists locking, elbows locking into place. Shoulders locking, the arms suspended there, weightless. Comfort spreading through the body now as your hypnosis becomes stronger and stronger with every beat of your heart. Every breath you take, taking you deeper and deeper down now. Just allowing your attention to go inwards. That breath enters the body. That hypnosis just washing over you like a warm wave. Now I'd like to speak to Jackie's unconscious mind, speak to Jack's unconscious mind. And if your unconscious is willing to communicate with me today, I'd like a signal to occur. And that signal can be a twitch of the finger, a movement of the hand, a flickering of an eye. Is Jack's unconscious mind willing to communicate directly with me today? If so, I'd like a signal to occur. Wonderful hand twitching now, fabulous. So I'd like to to ask the unconscious to identify that part that runs the protective mechanism, that runs the spider phobia. And when it has done so, I'd like that signal to occur. Okay, can you make that signal stronger for me, please? Okay, swallowing those, thank you. And I'd like to ask that part to let you know what it's been trying to do for you, what its positive intention has been. And when it's done that, I'd like that signal to occur once again. Swallowing, lovely, thank you. So I'd like to ask that part to use Jack's creative resources and identify as many other ways of satisfying this intention, other ways to keep you safe and protected, while allowing you freedom from any irrational fear and anxiety. And each time it finds a new choice, I'd like that signal to occur. Wonderful, thank you, that's it. Go off to that part of Jack that drifts and dreams, makes plans, and come up with as many ways as you can to satisfy that positive intention. That's wonderful. Each time it identifies a new choice, that signal will occur. Good, thank you. That's right. And while your amazing, powerful unconscious is running and searching and looking and coming up with new ways, new immediate effective ways of helping you free you from that unnecessary anxiety, I'm just going to talk to you. So I'd like you to imagine now, Jack, just imagine, only imagine now that you're sitting in a cinema seat, looking at a blank cinema screen. To drift out of your body into the projection booth at the back of the cinema. And looking through the window of the projector room, you can see yourself sitting down there in the cinema, looking at the screen. So stay in that projection booth unless I say otherwise. So flick the projector on, and on the screen you will see a still image. The first frame of a film. And it's you standing outside a door. Stay in the projection booth. This is just a film. And you can watch yourself walking through the door and go into a room. And there are spiders in the room. And you can see yourself walking through the door. The spiders are on the floor, the walls, and there are cobwebs. So watch as you walk through that room. Through a door on the other side of that room, safe and sound. To close the door behind you and continue that film until you're somewhere else entirely. Everything calm and relaxed. Now I'm going to make a zip sound. And when I do, I want you to rewind the movie incredibly fast, like you've hit the rewind search, literally a couple of seconds. Zip, until once again, you can see yourself standing outside that door. Now this time, you're going to run the film like a cartoon, and everything in it will be cartoon-like. And we'll stay in the projection booth, and again, run the cartoon now. You can see yourself walking into a cartoon room with cartoon spiders. See their colours, see their funny little faces. Some have little welly boots on. Just see how ridiculous these cartoon spiders look. How amusing, how comical they are. See yourself walking through that room and out of the door on the other side. And close that door behind you. Everything's safe and sound. Continue to run that film until you're off somewhere else entirely. Everything calm and relaxed. Now rewind very fast. Zip! Once again, you can see yourself standing outside of that room. Now I want you to get a piece of music playing in your mind. It could be your favourite song or a theme tune, the Looney Tunes music. Get music playing in your mind and keep it playing as you run that cartoon again. And again, see yourself going into that cartoon room with the cartoon spiders. See their silly faces, hear their silly voices as you watch yourself walking through the room and out of that door on the other side, closing it behind you, safe and sound. Now rewind, zip. Now drift down into your cinema seat. Walk up to the cinema screen and look at that other you. Thank them for doing that for you and pull them out of the screen and into your body with those new learnings and understandings. This will never bother you again. From today, it will be easy. The harder you try to remember what it was like to be afraid of those distant fear, the harder you try to remember what it was like to be afraid, the more distant those fears will become. The harder you look for that fear, the more distant it becomes, drifting away, floating away, fading away now. And the harder you try and remember how it felt to be afraid of spiders, the more distant those feelings will become. That's right. So once again, I'd like to speak to Jack's unconscious mind. And I'd like to ask that part to look at all of those new choices and identify the one it believes to be the best. The one that will set you free. And when it's made that choice, I'd like that signal to occur, swallowing, thank you. So I'd like to ask that part to take the new choice. And when it has done so, I'd like that signal to occur. Thank you. So I'd like every other part of you to go ahead and make any changes necessary to accommodate this new choice seamlessly into your life. And when that's happened, I'd like that signal to occur. Wonderful. Now I'd like you just to allow your hand to drift down gently onto your lap. And as you do so, knowing that all of these changes have taken part on a molecular and cellular level. These changes are now part of the new Jack, your new personality. the new you, free from any unnecessary fears or anxiety. And I'd like you now just to drift off into the future. Just get a sense of yourself in the future and see yourself being able to calmly remove a spider from the house. To not be bothered at all by the presence of this creature, knowing that it poses no threat to you at all, knowing that you are completely in control of your emotions and your responses. And I just want you to experience that feeling of pride in yourself for overcoming those old, unnecessary anxieties. How proud you are of yourself for mastering your emotions and your responses. And just how easy it is just to remove that spider from your house. Now I'd like you just to drift up out of your body, higher and higher, drifting, floating, higher and higher. That's right. Until you drift up out of that room, out of your house, higher and higher. You can see all the houses below you, everybody going about their business, drifting higher and higher until you can see the curve of our wonderful Mother Earth. You can see the blues of the oceans, the greens of the forests, the white of the snow-capped mountains. And just how beautiful and wonderful this scene is. Floating here in this space of freedom. And as you look down, you notice a target, like an archery target. You can see the bullseye in the center and the colored bands. And in the center of that target is that old, unnecessary anxiety, that old, unnecessary phobia. And in a moment, I'm going to make a whoosh noise. And when I make that sound, you're going to be shot like an arrow straight through that target into a space of bliss, of freedom from any useless, unnecessary anxieties or phobias. But I want you to be brave, Jack, because just for a millisecond, you may experience those emotions more intensely. But be brave, because this is the last time that they will ever bother you. So get ready. Shot through now to the other side, floating in that space of bliss, of expansion. Aware of your uniqueness, aware of just how amazing you are. Floating in this place of freedom, unable to experience those old negative emotions any longer. And how amazing it feels to be free. Free from useless, unnecessary anxiety and phobias. Knowing that you are safe, that you are calm, that you are loved. And I want you now to just drift over to the corner of that room and see yourself sitting there See the clothes that you're wearing. And notice how that old phobia has left your mind and body, and you are simply unable to experience it any longer. See how you've changed. How those old, unnecessary emotions have left your mind and body. And only as quickly as your unconscious mind knows that these changes have taken place on a molecular and cellular level, and you drift back over to your body, sitting there and just drop down into your body, but only as quickly as your unconscious mind knows that those changes have taken place. So take your time, and make sure that those changes have taken place. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes and feel absolutely incredible about yourself. Welcome back.
Thank you. Interesting.
I like interesting.
when you first had my hand up there and we were starting the work, so to speak, my healing, just my hand was so hot. It was like, so when you were asking for reactions, actually there was like loads of healing going on in my hand anyway, which was quite bizarre. You were looking for signals, but it was like all going on here.
Oh, that's wonderful. And it's confirmation as well that this process the healing is taking place, the process is working for you. Yeah, because I think your unconscious mind provided me then with a different signal, so I could see what that it was saying, there is something going on. I'll just show you it in a different way.
Yeah, definitely.
Feeling good? So I'd like you to think about how you used to feel about spiders. So just think about how you felt before when you saw a spider, and just tell me how that feels now. The harder you look for those negative emotions, the further and further.
Yeah, it's weird. I sort of feel fluffy.
We can do fluffy. I like fluffy.
No, it's yeah. I don't think there doesn't feel like there's anything there.
Wonderful. And that feeling will just increase over the passing hours and days, and will go stronger and stronger, and knowing now that you're simply unable to experience those old, useless, negative emotions any longer.
Good. It's been there a long time.
But it doesn't bother you anymore now, so that doesn't matter.
Thank you.
Thank you for working with me today. I'll just stop.